Welcome to B. Taylor Outdoors. I'm Ben. We're going to be reviewing the Dogtra Edge RT. I've been using this collar now for almost a year. There's a lot of things I like. There's a few things I don't like. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing, let's get into some of the features and what's included with it and stuff like that. First thing, the collar has a 1 mile range. It also has a stimulation levels from 0 to 8. Has a 2-hour rapid charge. It has momentary stimulation, continuous stimulation, and also vibration. Has a high to low stimulation, comes with a belt clip and a lanyard. It's fully waterproof, and I think that any collar, if you're going to be running it with labs or any kind of gun dog, duck dog, whatever, if you're going to be around water with the Ecollar, it needs to be fully waterproof. Has expandable contact points, can handle up to 3 dogs. It can be used for dogs as small as 35 pounds. Before we get into the review, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We do a lot of dog training, some hunt test stuff. We even do a bunch of hunting when it's hunting season. So you're not gonna wanna miss any of that. So hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into the review. First, let's talk about some of the things I do like. So the first thing I like, it actually has 24 levels of stimulation. So that 0 to 8 isn't exactly correct. It actually has 24, and the way you get that, you have a low, medium, and high. For low, you push the bottom button. For medium, you hit the top button. And to get high, you hit both buttons at the same time together, and that'll give you a high stimulation. And that's for continuous and momentary. Continuous is orange, momentary is black. So what I like about that is now, if I'm out training, I have an issue in the field, which bell runs on a low 1, or not a low 1, I'm sorry, a low 2. So if I have an issue in the field, I can correct with that low 2. If she does the same thing right next or right after she just did what I corrected her on, I can get her with that 2 medium. And if she does it again, then I can hit her with the 2 high. And if I have to, I can crank up the collar or crank the transmitter to the next setting. And now I can keep going up fairly quickly. And that's what I really like about the collar, is I have 24 levels of stimulation. So if I start low, I can go high without ever having to look at the transmitter. And that is one thing I do like, is this transmitter is one-handed operation. You don't have to really look at it. You can just click it over to a 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, if you need to change the dog, which I don't do right now because I only have one collar, is you can feel that with your index finger, or your pointer finger, sorry, and you can actually turn that pretty quickly without thinking about it, and it's very tactile. So like when you turn it, you can feel each click to the next one. The transmitter was what really sold me on this collar. The next big thing was it has a 1 mile range. Now, there's a bunch of other collars that have a 1 mile range. And what I like about having a 1 mile range, so the 1 mile is really like being in a flat, wide open field, nothing in between you and the dog. You can get a full mile and have the same stimulation as if the dog was sitting next to you. But if you put stuff in the way, so trees, cover, you have some elevation changes, things like that, you may not get the stimulation that you thought you were going to get. It may be a lot lower than what you thought if you had a collar that was, say, a 400 yard or an 800 yard collar, and the dog's, say, 200-300 yards away. So that's why I went with the Dogtra, was because of the transmitter and that 1 mile range. And there's a few other things I like, and we're about to get into them. Another big thing, there's other straps out there, and a lot of the collar companies now are using like a 3/4 inch strap. I like that the Dogtra comes with a 1 inch strap for the Edge RT. I think it fits better on the dog's neck. You can get it up tight against their ears. And the strap also comes with the little D-ring on it. So if you're trying to keep your dog steady when you're out hunting, you can hook up a leash to it. Or if you're trying to steady your dog, you can put a steady tab on it and hold the dog there. And then if you don't need it, you just take it off so it's not there anymore. That's one thing I liked about it. I've already talked about it being waterproof. One thing that I'm a big fan of is that 2-hour rapid charge. So if I get into an issue and the collar's dead or something like that, and I have, say, 20-30 minute drive to go train, I can plug my charger into my truck like in the 120 volt plug on the truck, plug up the collar, have it charged, and it'll be charged enough that I can go and train and know that I'm going to get what I need out of it for that one time until I get home to actually charge it on in the house. And the last thing that I'm a fan of is it has the expandable contact points. So you can make the contact points a little bit longer. So then if you have a dog like a golden or a lab or a chessie, that's something that has a double coat or fluffy hair, you can get that collar and the points will actually contact their skin like they're supposed to. Whereas I have seen some collars now, they don't have expandable points and they have little short ones. Well, if you can't get the contact point up against the dog's skin, then you can't get a good connection. So if there's something that you like about the collar or something that you didn't know about the collar, comment it down below. Let me know, let everybody else know, and let me know if you think about maybe getting one of these. Because I'm not sponsored by Dogtra, but I just really like this collar. Now, let's get into some of the things that I'm not a fan of. So the first thing that I'm not a fan of is the way you turn the collar on and off. You have to take a red dot, put the red dot from the transmitter and the receiver, match them up, make sure that you get a green light, and to turn it off, you have to do the same thing. So red dot to get a red light, make sure the collar's off. So when I first got the collar, I'd either not have the collar turned on and I thought it was on, or I thought I'd turned it off and it wasn't off, so it'd be dead the next time I went to go train. Just things like that. And it's just not a fan, I'm just not a fan of it. I've gotten used to it and I have a system where I actually put my fingers on the contact points, turn the transmitter down to a 1, push low 1, make sure I've got it on or I have it off. And I do it the same way every time now. Whereas my old collar, it actually had a tone, so if you push the button, and that's one thing I wish Dogtra had done with this, is they actually put a button that you turn the collar on and turn it off. And it would give a tone. So like my old Tritronics collar, you'd hit the button to turn it on and it would make a beep. You turn it off and it'd make a slightly different beep so you knew it had turned itself off. And that's one other thing I'm not a fan of with this collar, is it doesn't have tone. So I don't use tone a lot, but I would use tone out scouting ducks. And if I happen to see ducks and Belle was just kind of running around, being a dog, getting to go sniff and just run around, I could hit that tone button and beep, 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 and get her to come back to me without me having to go here or blow my whistle and scare the birds off. I could sit there and kind of watch them a little bit and then slide on out. With this now, I think the only thing I have is that vibration, and I haven't used it, so I'm not 100% sure, but Belle has never had a collar with vibration, so I'm sure that'll work, but I'm just used to having the tone. And if you've been using a collar like I did, I used the Tritronics for 6.5 years or so, and loved that collar, but it finally just, batteries wouldn't last, stuff like that, so I had to get a new one. But I think that's all I have for you. I want to thank you for watching. Hit that thumbs up button for me. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget, their season never ends.